Why was the sun giant broken apart in the first place? It looked perfect. Don't you see? The sun giant was, of course, without any defects. But we overlooked one thing. Overlooked something? What was that? The power source. It was impossible to even think about moving it with an ordinary magical gem. The only power that could possibly move this thing is the legendary sun sphere that's generated on the sun, only once every 10,000 years.
It's got some big fee here. Here, take this admission ticket.
Ticket received. You can enter the Coliseum. I'll open the gate. Come in. It's already started.
Already started? Oh boy. Huh? Holy smoke! Another victory! Minotaur Joe is on a devastating streak of 38 straight victories! Is there a man or beast alive that will dare to challenge the awesome fury of this all terrible force of nature? No sooner spoken than they arrive, new challengers. A motley group, but they have a fierce fire in their eyes. Competitors, let the onslaught begin. Are you foolish, courageous gentlemen ready to face the battle of your lives? Sure.
Toan, the prize for this fight is the Sun Sphere. We are desperately in need of this rare artifact to complete our Sun Giant. It's ours if you can win this battle. Looks like he's the only warrior left. So, all you have to do is beat him and we're good to go. No problem, right?
All right, boys, it's now or never. Are you ready to meet your maker? Hey, guys, ready to go?
Yeah!
Now for the 39th match. Young men risking their lives for glory. Can their will triumph over this unyielding force? Ready, men, go!
So what am I doing?
You go first, Toan.
Huh?
If it gets too tough, switch to me.
I need to talk about Minotaur Joe. In retrospect, this boss is actually fairly easy. Once you figured out what to do, boss is fairly simple. Those of you who have played and beaten this game mercilessly into the ground might have actually forgotten what it's like to have been a first-time player. So there's a chance you might be surprised to hear my following list of complaints. Either that, or I'll spark some sort of repressed memory. Okay, we know that the pattern so far is as follows. Guest characters required in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes they need to deal damage so Toan can go in for the kill. Maybe they need to be used to remove some barrier, like in the King's Curse fight. Or perhaps it's the opposite, and your other allies can remove the barrier, but only the new ally can damage and defeat the boss in question. Osmond serves no purpose in this fight. You can get away with just using Toan. The clue being given by Osmond's tip before the start of the fight translates as follows. The boss is immune to all damage, unless it comes from Toan or Osmond. Want to know how I know that? Oh god, she finally met her match, I guess. So no attacking at a distance, unless you want to use Osmond. But here's the thing, every other boss has some sort of gimmick. Well, the field is littered with these annoying barrels everywhere. If our boy Joe gets to a barrel, he starts drinking from it. If he succeeds, he gets the stamina state. And this is the result of that. Uh-oh. If he hits you, you die. That's it. There's no healing in this fight. It's stand-in powder, followed by revival powder. While I believe Lesaya was pure torture, you could at least suffer damage and move on. Maybe you'd have to use a revival powder or two eventually, but every time? Well, naturally, I believe the solution was to try and destroy the barrels before he got to them, right? After all, when he picked up the barrel, my first instinct was swap to Osmond and shoot him. Nothing happened. So I just started destroying barrels. The thing is, if you're doing that, you can't really focus on fighting him, and you have to hit him with either Toan or Osmond. So how the heck are you expected to fight him? As a first-time player, this is a frustrating puzzle, because it feels like there's something missing, and the total lack of communication in what's going on in this fight is very annoying. But like most annoying puzzles, the reason you can't find a solution is because you believe you've already exhausted and discarded it as a possibility, and now it's buried in all your other attempts that you've labeled "do not try again." So again, the mechanics of the fight are fairly simple, but the lack of communication is what makes it hard, and the execution leaves much to be desired. So let's talk strategy. Here's what you do. Forget Osmond, you don't need him. You're gonna need the following. Dran's Feather, a strong weapon, a lot of patience. So remember how I said I hated the Lesaya boss fight because it discouraged locking on? Or rather, you need to lock on to hit her with ranged attacks, but to remain mobile and avoid what she throws at you, you can't be locked on. And that's really more or less because her attack's home, so technically that's not the entirety of the problem. Well, with Minotaur Joe, you need Dran's Feather. I'm just gonna flat out say it. You need this thing. But in order to use it, you can't be locked on. Well, you can use it, but not very well. Were you able to tell I was using the feather? Yeah, that's what I thought. So the strategy is to resist the urge to lock on, but keep your camera trained on Minotaur Joe. You'll want to keep your distance and bait him towards a barrel. When he picks it up to drink, use Dran's Feather to approach Joe from his right side. Joe is left-handed, and your attacks will get blocked by his big dumb axe because his hitbox is right behind it. So if you're face-to-face with a guy, make sure you aren't right in front of it. It'll save you a lot of frustration down the road. The next thing you do is swing. Once you do, he gets an owie and runs away. When he does that, chase him and repeat the process. If you do that, he'll never be able to hit you, which is the stupidest thing about this boss fight. It's either really simple or stupidly punishing. There is no in-between. Why Osmond doesn't stun him when he attacks while he's drinking, I'll never know. Feels like an oversight to me, but whatever. Keep him on the sidelines for this fight. You really don't need him. Yeah, you will be fighting the absolutely terrible camera, but you need to be aggressive, and locking on only slows you down, which, again, if it's something they teach you to do early on, it feels really weird to start discouraging it this late in the game. It just screams really bad design, but whatever. This is Future Me, signing off for this episode. Please enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.
Finally, the earth-shattering fury of the indomitable Minotaur Joe is quenched. He has fallen. His was the record-breaking streak of 38 straight, undisputed victories. The new champion of the Colosseum is the steel-hearted Beastmaster Toan.
You didn't do anything, Osmond.
Is there a brave soul that will dare to challenge the young hero?
That was easy, huh, Toan? So, let's see the sun sphere.
Cool. We got it.
Okay, let's go back to Yellow Drop now. Now we can complete the Sun Giant. Why don't you assemble it on your own?
It looks so cool.
Guys, line up. Okay, now, this is the mission. Listen up real carefully. Right now, at Blue Terra, they are in trouble. A monster called the Genie is eating up the ground. And this is where we come in. Boone, the data in here. Their base is at Dark Haven Castle, an evil castle floating in the clouds. It used to be the castle of the East. The Genie lifted it with magic, and now it's using it as its own. And it has company. Flag Gilgister, otherwise known as Nazi Nigel Thornberry. Officer of the East, Lagoon Empire Army, his ties with the Genie, unknown. Now the mission. Dark Heaven Castle is surrounded by a thick cloud created by dark energy. This cloud is not easy to penetrate. However, with my original Sun Giant, that dark cloud could easily be penetrated. Gee, I wonder if it's that easy. Nonsense, it works perfectly. The Sun Giant became perfect when the Pez Sphere was integrated. There's nothing to fear.
But it broke in the test run.
And anxiety still remains. No more breaking into pieces, I hope. Shut your mouth. Stop fussing. Let's get ready to attack Dark Heaven Castle. All in position. Toan, you go get ready for the last battle too. Call to me when you're ready.